Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's quite clear that the Honorable Maimane is not listening. He clearly is not listening. And I don't know whether he's short of hearing. He is so close to where I am, and maybe I should go and whisper to him, then he will hear better. Now, clearly, what we are talking about is not within the great understanding that he has. Because what we are saying is what the governing party resolved on. And it says, let me repeat, that in order to advance land reform in our country, we should embark on a number of mechanisms, and the taking of land without compensation is one of those mechanisms that we are going to want to use. Now, the process of doing so, clearly, the governing party has said we want to have a broad discussion. And broad discussion, yes, we should also look at whether we should amend the Constitution or not. And that is why this House said we should set up the Constitutional Review Committee, and through that Constitutional Review Committee, we should determine whether to give effect to this resolution, yes, a constitutional amendment needs to take place or not. But at the same time, that resolution says we are going to make sure that as we implement this resolution, we become very clear on how we are not going to damage our economy and how we are not going to damage food production in our economy and food security. Now, with that in place, we should be able to make a great deal of progress. Now, Honorable Maimane, I've been having a number of discussions with a number of people, some of them who are property owners, who have said, Mr. President, we think that land is a huge problem in our country, and we are prepared to join you in resolving this problem. A number of farmers have said, yes, what this calls for is that we should give access to South Africans who do not have land. South Africans who want to work the land but find that they do not have the land. And a couple of them have come forward to say, I have inherited a lot of land, and I have found that quite a lot of it lies fallow. I do not use it. I have bought a lot of land, and I find that I do not use all this land. The land is lying fallow, some of the farmers have said, and what we want to do, they have said to me, is to find ways, and they say, give us a way through which we will be able to assist you as government to give access to people who do not have land so that they can work the land. And I have found this to be really welcome. So welcome that it begins to depart from the noise that one is hearing on the left, because these are people who are not listening. We've got a lot of South Africans who are listening and saying, we need to listen to the heartbeat of South Africans. The heartbeat of South Africans tells us that there is land hunger, and this land hunger will continue if we do not address it. And we, as people who are propertied, who have land, are prepared to share so that all of us can benefit. Now that begins to open an avenue that we can all exploit, where people can sit down and begin to talk to good effect about the solutions that we need to find. Now, for as long as we're going to get protests, which are empty protests really, where there is no